Now this week has taught me that I don't quite respond. Not like I used to. Let's get into it. Come on, have a seat with me. Let me set up this heater. Let's have a seat. So this week, baby, TikTok was hitting me with all the inspirational and the motivational affirmations and realizations of who I am and who I used to be and how I respond and react now. It ain't the same. Like this week, whether it's my mother, my husband, or even my manager, like I'm not arguing with you. And oftentimes, if you catch me in a conversation with you and I get extremely quiet, that means that I'm calculating my response, my reaction. Do I want to spend my time and my energy on this moment? And if I don't, I will remain silent. And I will. And it's not me being passive. It's not even the former ghetto version of me that still exists. We ain't gonna go there. But it's not even that version of me that's like, let me be silent and be quiet because if I say what I really want to say, It's not even that. What TikTok reminded me of early on this week, I think Monday or Tuesday, is that if you knew what it cost me to be able to sit and regulate myself, my emotions, if you knew how long it takes me when I do go from 0 to 60, if you knew how long it takes me to bring myself back down, to regulate myself back to center, you wouldn't ask me why I don't fool with everybody. You wouldn't ask me why I'm not coming to that event or that function. You wouldn't ask me why I'm not answering the phone right now. You wouldn't ask me why am I not engaging with you in this particular conversation. Because, baby, it takes me, once I do go there, once I do give you that energy, it takes me too long to shift back to my center. And so this week, there were plenty of meetings early on, where the organizer canceled them 10 to 15 minutes right before, 15 to 20 minutes late to their own meeting. Meetings unorganized, and it was clear that you had no agenda. And these are multiple meetings throughout this week. And the whole time I'm sitting here just like, okay, I have a couple options. I could be frustrated and upset and kind of angry, kind of like I was last week or the week before. Or I can make a decision to listen to TikTok and be reminded, like I don't have to give that energy right now. And if I do, Jimmy, it's going to take you too long to get back regulated to where you want to be. So you might want to be mindful to not give your full attention to this situation. And so when those meetings were happening, one of them I literally sat on the meeting. So the very first one that happened got added to my calendar early in the morning. And I didn't originally agree to it. So I didn't feel obligated to attend, even though I was online, even though I was up and working. I didn't feel obligated. And in fact, I did not attend that particular meeting. It just simply didn't. I had other things going on. It's not like I wasn't working on, some projects, but I was like, I'm not going to feel the obligation to join this meeting. A, it was at the last minute, and B, I don't feel like putting my energy into that right now. And so I didn't. Then one of those meetings, it was literally, the organizer was, I think, 13 minutes late. And we were all sitting on the call, and I had the ability to tell people, let's cancel this and we'll reconvene, we'll reschedule. But I said, no, I'm not the organizer. I'm not going to take responsibility or ownership of this meeting. I don't feel like giving this kind of energy to this meeting right now. If the organizer doesn't care to be here on time and everybody that's on the call is making a conscious decision to stay on this call, waiting on the organizer, then okay. I'm not on camera. I'm on mute. And so I'm going to keep working with my headset on as if I'm not even on this meeting because it's completely silent, waiting on the organizer. I don't have to take responsibility or ownership for the organizer's decision. I'm not putting my energy into that. And so I didn't. I refused to have that kind of energy weighing on me. And so I didn't. And so it was multiple things like that this week that just kept happening. And yeah, I was just like, I don't have to give my energy to that. I don't have to waste my time. I don't. And if I do, I know what it's going to cost me. I know it's going to cost me something. And so I need to be mindful of that. And so, yeah, that was again the beginning of the week. And like I said, the affirmations were hitting like crazy this week. And one of the biggest realizations that happened to me was just, so again, I had the situations with the meetings. I had the situations with my energy and me wanting to maintain and control my energy and what I give my energy to. I had an employee that had a death in the family. And it triggered, my own relationship to grief and death in general. And it definitely, triggered some memories and some thoughts of how my mother had to process her son losing his father, right? Processing her losing her ex-husband, and all of that kind of came up this week. And so when the situation happened with the employee, I'm not gonna trauma dump, my thoughts and feelings onto her. And no. Let's have an honest conversation. This is what you're thinking. This is what you're feeling. This is what's happening right now. Got it, girl. You do what you have to do at this moment. I'm here to support however that needs to look from a professional standpoint. Go take care of this. Go take care of your business. Well, Jimmy, I don't know about this, and I need to make sure this piece is done through HR, and this is, girl, deal with that when you get back. We'll deal with the specifics when you get back, or the particulars when you get back. But in this moment, go be with your family. And so, again, all of those things was kind of triggering up. And even, like I said, with the situation with the meetings and even having multiple conversations with my manager where I've said it week after week after week that I'm very grateful that she is self-aware to know when things are going awry. And so this week, I was like, I had to consistently remind her, like, hey, if we do that, it's going to come across unorganized. And if we train and teach within this unorganized meeting or this unorganized caption or session, that is going to come off to the person that's on the other side. That's going to come off to the employee. So let's not do that. Let's be more thoughtful about their time as well as ours. And so again, it was these things that just kept repeating. And so I was doing one of my walks toward the end of the week, and it hit me in regards to the season that I am currently in my life. I have set the intentions. I have set the goals. I've put in the work. My job now is to merely be consistent with all of my actions moving into the direction of what I said I wanted. That's my only job right now. My books are out and they're doing their thing. My job, I'm doing my thing. With my husband, when I'm wrong or in the wrong, or if I'm in the right, like I make note of those situations. And my job is not to fix him. My job is not to be sorry for everything that I do. My job is to be authentic. My job is to listen to him. My job is to listen to how he loves, to listen to how he is and what he's expecting of me. And my job is not to repeat back to him what I'm doing in this moment or how I'm changing in this moment or I'm trying to be better in this moment. That's not my job. My job is to stay consistent and moving into the direction of what we've already agreed upon. My job is to consistently evolve. That's my job. And so I'm like, this week, it really, really hit me. Like in every area of my life, my job right now is not to set a new goal, is not to set new intentions. It's to stay consistent. It's to stay consistent. Consistent in how I effectively lead my team, how I communicated with the young lady that had the loss. That's for me is a part of leadership. And my job is to stay consistent with how I lead. How I had to consistently remind my manager this week on our communication styles and how they're different and how it can come across to the team. My job is to stay consistent with how I am communicating to her. That's my job. So sometimes it feels like, I'm numb, or I'm just in the routine of the day-to-day. And that's because everything that I have going on, it's moving in motion. And it's not time for me to change direction. It's time for me to be consistent and stay consistent. So that was a huge realization for me this week. Protecting my energy and only giving my energy and time to those things that I'm okay with paying the cost for, and staying consistent in every other area. That was a lot. That was a lot this week. But it was big, it was huge, and I absolutely have enjoyed this week. There's a lot of things that were going on, ordinarily would have frustrated me, but if I can just remember to stay consistent to my values, my boundaries, I'm heading in the right direction. Okay, that was it. Anyway, I know you guys have enjoyed this week. At least I hope you did. I definitely have enjoyed this week and this little chat. Okay, I really liked it. But as always, I think this week has definitely taught me, like no other week, that I too am still becoming. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.